All right, red-white combo tokens. This is one of the archetypes that Jumpstart exists added to the format. The core of the deck is a red-white tokens deck with things like Legion's Landing, Satyr Cunner, Raise the Alarm, Dragon Fodder, Forbidden Friendship, History of Benalia, and Heroic Reinforcements, generating lots of token creatures. And then the combo aspect of our deck comes in with Lukka's -2 as well as Transmogrify. So these cards effectively say exile a creature, then you flip cards off the top of your deck until you find another creature, and that creature goes right into play. So because we don't have any actual creatures in our deck other than Craterhoof Behemoth, when we -2 Lukka or we use Transmogrify on a token, we're guaranteed to get Craterhoof Behemoth, assuming there's still one left in our deck. So this archetype is capable of killing on the 4th turn. You go token, into tokens, into tokens, into Transmogrify, make a Craterhoof Behemoth. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches with this and see how it goes. I think if you're someone who's cautious with your wild cards, this tokens deck as well as goblins would be things that I would be hesitant to craft, because they did ban Winota, which is capable of generating turn 3 and turn 4 kills, and this tokens deck and goblins both feel very similar in terms of how they play out. This hand doesn't have a 1 or a 2 drop, but it's got history into heroic into Transmogrify, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. That's true, actually. Yeah, if you go Legion's Landing on 1 into double tokens on 2, flip on 3. No, that doesn't work, right? Because you flip the Legion's Landing on 3, but after you flip it, you've already attacked. So yeah, it is turn 4 is your fastest. You can't flip Legion's Landing on 2.
Gravy.
What's wrong, love?
Children are loud.
My children are loud? That's not true.
You need to be very strong.
Okay, have fun. She came in to liberate my phone to catch Pokemon with it. Your phone is liberated. Does that mean it doesn't wear pants? My phone is in fact pantsless, confirmed. Pantsless cell phone confirmed. Grafdigger's Cage seems to be a decent card. So, while I agree with you that Grafdigger's Cage is fine, something that's really important to understand too, though, is that, like, all of these combo decks that are, like, that Grafdigger's Cage is good against, they're not, like, they're not Dredge, right? Like, their decks still work when you have Grafdigger's Cage out. They're just not gonna combo you. They're gonna just, like, beat you down the fairway. That's one way to do it. Listen. Rawr. Untap land. Ooh, that's a really good point, Plow. No, I'm just playing a deck list someone sent me. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have creatures in our sideboard because they disrupt the combo. Big agree. Grease is a good draw there. It was fine. It's much worse than drawing a land to kill my opponent with. Oh, we get a companion for free with this deck too? Sure. Craterhoof's a beast. Of course it is. Bye, Felicia. What happened to the hoof art under Banishing Light? A lack of unit tests happened. Did I just click submit? I think I just clicked submit, huh? I saw someone else say they were playing 3-mana Gideon in this archetype, which actually seems really good in these control matchups. Maybe we'll add some of those after here too. Alright. For people that don't get it, Unbreakable Formation is not an anti-sweeper card. Unbreakable Formation is especially not an anti-sweeper card against the Teferi Time Raveler deck. When you're getting swept in decks like what we're currently playing, you're getting swept in the early turns when you're tapped out, when you can't afford to be holding up 3 mana. Unbreakable Formation is a card that is good against other creature decks for breaking board stalls. It is not good against Shatter the Sky. You can't just start skipping, you can't just start holding 3 mana up on turn 3 against the control decks. It just doesn't work. Yes, Selfless Spirit would be a good example of an anti-sweeper card. Although you wouldn't really want Selfless Spirit in this deck, right?
I train every day. No one is more prepared to meditate and prepare.
Also a bad card in this deck. Raise their alarm. Hopefully we have a turn 4 kill here. We'll kill your Narset. We'll activate this at end of turn. Hopefully they tap out for something stupid. We untap and kill them. Man, this deck feels a lot like Winota, chat. This deck feels a lot like Winota. It's like 0% chance that it stays legal. Tapped out for something stupid and died. Yep. Don't critique my deterministically lethal plays. Thanks. Stop it. Get some help. Gideon actually is technically a roundabout way to interact with Virulent Plague as well, which is kind of funny. Funny / sweet. Put my trap card face down over here. Light of Hope's on sale at the shop. Thank you for the heads up. What sideboard cards are there for the mirror? I mean, if I tell you how to sideboard the mirror, how will I beat you when we play? You can't just expect me to give away my secrets like that. Come on now. Ask me after the set's done. Honestly, if this archetype's going to become popular, we might want to re-key our sideboard a little bit to consider the mirror. Things like shock, instant speed, spot removal are good ways. So this might be a mirror match here. Definitely the mirror, yep. Oh, that was a mistake. Should have played Sacred Foundry so I could activate Castle next turn. Would Brazen Volley be good in the mirror? In general, I'm a big fan of not playing bad cards. What Blazing Volley do? Deal 1 damage. No, that card is not good in the mirror. You explicitly want cards for the mirror that are instant speed removal. So, Flame Sweep kills your stuff too. Flame Sweep's a fine catch-up card. However, Flame Sweep is not good at just disrupting their combo without killing your stuff too. So things like Shock. Honestly, I'm probably boarding in Redcap Melee here, just because I want to be able to shoot their things in response. Scorching Dragonfire. So things that can kill their token in response to them targeting it are what you're generally looking for in the mirror, I would assume. Again, things like Magma Quake and Flame Sweep kill your tokens too, so probably not a good tool for the mirror. Cause it's a sneepa keeper, do 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 do, sneepa pa keepa pa, do 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 do, do 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 do. I'm gonna say no attacks here so we can flip the Legion's Landing next turn. So next turn, I get to attack, flip the Legion's Landing, play History, and still hold up Redcap Melee for their turn 4. Okay. Alright, kill me. Am I dead yet? I'm not dead yet. Alright, so we need an untapped land for lethal here. Nailed it! God, this deck is so Winota. My Winota. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. For people that aren't familiar with Craterhoof Behemoth, The answer is yes, it's lethal. For people that are new and haven't played with this card before, is the trigger lethal? Yes. Hoof, there it is. Hoof, there it is. Build around for strapping Ember Cleave to Hoof. No, that's not one I'd accept. That's not going to be anything competitive. Cause it's a sneepa keeper, do 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 do, sneep-pa-pa, keep-pa-pa. Looking forward to running down the ramp deck, chat. Looking forward to running down the ramp deck. Ramp it up. Do 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 do. Quite glorious, chat. It's gonna be a game where we don't even need to combo, we just beat them down with tokens. Feels amazing, man. So we're gonna attack for the old 15 next turn. I played 10 games of Mythic, of Historic and Mythic yesterday, and all but 2 were Goblin Spheres. Yeah, Muxus should not be legal. That card needs to be banned. Or they should unban Winota. One of the two. If Winota's not okay, Muxus is really not okay. Muxus is way less interactable than Winota. Far less interactable. How early can you get Muxus down? Turn 3. Are we gonna kill them through an Ugin? Are we gonna kill them through an Ugin? Yeah, Ugin me daddy. Da, da, da. I need a hero. The hero gonna save me. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Just gonna swap out some Glorious Anthems for some Chads here, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try this. Yeah, I'm gonna cover those at the start of the Runeterra segment, Niv. So we're gonna finish out combo tokens, and then we'll check those out together. We're on the draw, we have a scry, we'll keep the 6. I agree, Bright Star. I think the Goblins deck is way more offensive than the deck that we're playing. I also think the Goblins deck is way more offensive than Winota. because Winota was easier to interact with. Muxus is literally a one-card combo that removal doesn't do much against. So, looking to draw, if we draw an untapped land here, I get to go reinforcements into flip the Legion's Landing into Lukka them next turn. They have 6 mana currently, so we shouldn't be getting Ugin next turn, which is nice.
Surround me.
Yeah, I wasn't technically completely dead there, but I was dead enough to not waste my time, chat. Yeah, Transmogrify could technically hit their stuff. Untapped land, please. All of our lands are untapped at this point, so land. Land is lethal, right? They're getting 2 zombies. Feels magic, man. Nailed it. Bye, greedy deck. Bye, greedy deck. Do 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 do. I think this tokens deck is better than Winota. Obviously, limited playtime with both of them, but both goblins and this tokens deck feel like they're better decks than Winota is. Or was, than Winota was. Yeah, Winota wasn't nearly as consistent. The payoff in this deck is greed, which means it's okay. It's funny because it's sad. Looking for a 2 or 3 mana token maker for next turn so we can just fill out our curve here. We're probably dead here, to be fair. Our hand just didn't do anything. We have not played the Goblins deck on stream yet, no. Alright, I'm going to attack with these and hope they brick. We just need land here, and then we win. Bring in a bunch of cheap interaction here. Trim the Lukkas, I think. Try and win as more of a token deck. That's fine. Yeah, maybe cutting Glorious Anthem's wrong because of Chain Whirler. Yeah, I had my emote guy do up a couple different brick emotes at one point, but none of them translated very well at emote size. Speaking of emotes, we have a Haley emote now. I updated my other children's emotes as well. Yeah, I think so. I think so, probably. Yeah. That's probably an accurate assessment. Good game. Well played, opponent. Hard fought. Again, for people that are new to Craterhoof math, is the trigger lethal? The answer is yes. For those who might be wondering. Let's get Goblin pumped up. We'll do Clipsy. Thanks for the biddies. A robot emote would probably get some mileage out of. It might be a fun idea. Good draw. This pig is so much better than the other pig. It is, yeah. There are a lot of people who are like, well, why is Craterhoof that much better than... Why is Craterhoof that much better than the one that's standard legal? And it's like, you've never played with Craterhoof. They have double Chain Whirler here. I was playing around one Chain Whirler, but I can't play around two. So this is actually a turn where Transmogrify is not lethal. Nah, I think I'm just shooting the Chain Whirler here so I can nudge them down to 18. Chain Whirler also blocks my History Pump tokens better. They could have a removal spell. Alright, so if this is a brick, this is probably lethal next turn. Close. Close, but no cigar. Was it still lethal to use it on a 4-3 to play around a shock? Would have been 7, it would have been 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, probably. I guess they would have shocked my goblin token in response. And then I would have had a 7-7 and a 6-6, so I would have been attacking for 13. Yeah, they would have just shocked the 1-1 in response still, and then we wouldn't have killed them, no. It's gonna be... So I was thinking about something the other night. I had someone reach out to me and tell me they were interested in getting into Historic, and they were wondering what the suggestion was for getting cards for the first time. And it made me realize that as this client and game develops more, it's gonna be like pretty prohibitively expensive to get into Historic for people that aren't whales. Like, to buy the average Historic deck outright from no collection is probably somewhere in the range of $100 to $150, right? And the big hurdle is that while wild cards have a set price, the number of cards you're going to incidentally get that are good in your deck, that go in your deck, is going to differ, right? It'll be interesting to see if it ends up with any sort of real support in the long term. I don't know. In the short term, we're gonna play Historic on this channel, but I could definitely see myself too, where come fall we focus more on Standard because it'll be the Teferi-less format. That's unfortunate. I guess I get to flip it for next turn at least. I'm gonna hold back blockers here. Who knows what other horrors await in the next set? Like, historically speaking, if you look at Oh, you know what? I should have left this back, right? Because this God's Willing, I only have white creatures. I should have left a red and a white creature. I mean, like, if you look at Magic as a whole, like, the things from War of the Spark that are extra offensive are definitely outliers. Like, prison cards aren't something they're constantly printing more copies of. That's just not the norm. Feels like a Reckless Rage turn, so I'm just going to go ahead and play Glorious Anthem here. Just beat them down over a couple of turns with my Honest tokens. Main deck Flame Sweep. Our opponent's been hurt before, chat. Our opponent is having none of our nonsense. Main deck Flame Sweep. Ugh. Right on time, Legions Landing. Welcome to the party. Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to make them have it. I don't know, the hoof trigger is not quite lethal, right? This is gonna die though. Yeah, we're dead. I should have. You're right. I should have made them have it last turn. I should have gone on the transform. Craterhoof is always lethal except when it's not. That's just good math right there. The best way to, if you haven't launched Runeterra yet, Dear Hulk, just play through the tutorial. The tutorial has a couple that you have to do, and then it has more optional ones that walk you through all the different mechanics in the game. It's very, very well done. Teaches you all the ins and outs very elegantly. Sounds good. You won't be disappointed. It's a good one. All right. Okay, so we got supplier here. So long board. I see where I see them bin supplier. I guess we can see them bin gutter bones here if they're gonna pick it back up. Really matter which land we play. I guess we're just doing this, attacking for 6. Just want to try and work down their health total a little bit, so that way we can get Hoof to a point where it's lethal. Step Black feels good. Get to shrink their board a little bit more. And dropped a Phyrexian Tower in with their mana here. Are we going to kill my board? We are. So, we notably get 6 ways post-board with this configuration to kill Priest and Devil. I'm supposed to leave Anthem in because it means our things take 2 Devil tokens to kill. It's probably the case. I'm going to try tripping some of the combo and cut Lukka. I mean, streamers definitely popularized things, the Winding Road, and Croaky's is objectively the largest Magic streamer. The raw number of people watching him do what he does, compared to anybody else in the category. Yeah, it's very common in basically every card game. You see it in Hearthstone, Runeterra, Magic. People making content tend to heavily influence what people that watch content play. Alright, Baffling End into a history lesson. Let's do it. Well, do you think the Stitchers are supplied, chat? Do you think the Stitchers are going to have trouble getting what they need to get going? How big are the top Runeterra streams relative to Magic? So the Runeterra category as a whole has fewer average viewers than the Magic as a game category does. However, the number one Runeterra streamer tends to average a little bit more concurrent viewers than Croakies does. Mogwai is the largest Runeterra streamer. And if the metric you use is average viewer count, Croakies is the largest Magic streamer, yeah. Swim has 2 to 3K usually. I don't think that's true. For the last 30 days, Swim has averaged 1,600 concurrent viewers. Yay! Objective data metrics. Does Caleb still have the most subs, or that's changed? I believe I'm the most subscribed to Magic person on Twitch. That's not a public metric, so it's hard to tell. It's hard to... That's one that's tough to measure. Because you can't look at it objectively like viewer counts. So, some streamers share it. Like like right now, for instance, I have 2,712 sub points. You can't really use emote counts to get an estimate because, for example, I have enough emote slots for, I think, 4,400 concurrent sub points, but that was like a one-time spike. So the way Twitch emotes work, if you spike over a certain amount, you keep those emoticon slots. Yeah, when we did the blue beard and hair dye. Ooh, that's fair. Yeah, I think day 9 might average more than Croakies. That's true. There's a lot of other metrics there too, though. Like, for example, I have a good sub count in large part because of, like, I leverage YouTube. So, like, day 9, for example, also has a lot more people that watch him on his YouTube channel. Other stuff like that. And the fact that sub counts aren't public means it's hard to measure on all metrics. And at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, right? Like, who has different numbers in different places doesn't really impact the quality of the content. So you should watch the stuff you like and not watch the stuff you don't. Yeah, Day 9's played Magic for a long time. He got a special invite to a paper pro tour at some point back in the day. If I recall correctly. Ardos! Thanks for the brand new tier 1 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome to Oglandia. Thanks for keeping me around. Basically need to draw our combo piece or we're gonna die here. Yeah, I don't really count random people who do sponsored streams as one-offs, Lord Bio, as like Magic streamers. And you could like call that a gatekeeping thing or whatever if you want to. And again, that's why it depends on how you measure it. And like for reference, I think Wizards paying people like Crypt to stream Magic is one of the best uses they could have of their advertising dollars. It's very smart to put Magic in front of people that like other card games. Does Wizards still do special invites to things? Yeah, definitely. Like, the Rivals group has special invites to it every year, right? Like, if I recall, it's like 4 to 6 spots in Rivals are from Wizards giving special invites to people they want in their events. Yeah, that's true to a degree, Assassin. But like, for example, you know, people that primarily, that's more true for variety streamers, whereas like people like myself or Crokies or Mogwai, like people who primarily stream one game, we tend to have less viewers on what's not our primary game. Should we exile a cat while the oven is tapped? Why? They have 2 of them. What does exiling one of the 2 cats do? They also have Woe Strider. And they get extra slots when it comes out one of the MPL is a terrible person. It's funny because it's true. This is not the tutu I wanted for Christmas. Do a Dream Daddy stream. I don't know if I want to know what that means. As a viewer, I don't want to know. Alright, so they're going to bring the 2 cats back here, which puts me to 2. And then they can loop it next turn. So we're not quite dead, so I have 1 more draw here, I believe. Oh, they can sack a 5/4 for 2 foods, then sack these other ones. Yeah, we're dead. Dream Daddy is a gay, safe for work dating game. Probably not my cup of tea. I don't know. I don't know that the dating game is a genre that I'm interested in, chat. Maybe we could stream some Switch games at some point. Paper Mario's out. Yeah. I don't have enough time to stream all the games I want to stream, chat, much less new things. Nah, I just don't have time, zombie. Does anybody know, can I cross-play Minecraft? Because does Minecraft cross-play across platforms? Can I play from PC to Switch? I guess more specifically, does the Switch version crossplay? Once the pink Runeterra board is out, you'll play a set with it. Yeah, sounds good, Scissor. Your PC needs Bedrock Edition. Man, there's some serious Minecraft. I'm getting some serious Minecraft elitism vibes in chat. People telling me you have to play the bad version to crossplay. Listen, chat, I'm gonna need to take your platform elitism elsewhere, okay? It is elitism when you refer to one version as the bad version. That's elitism. Saying you have to have a specific version to crossplay is not elitism. Saying you have to have the bad version to crossplay is elitism. Don't gatekeep the children wanting to play Minecraft, chat, okay? I'm bored like we boarded last time. See if it works out better this time through. How much longer on this deck? This is probably gonna be the last one. This deck's been pretty medium. Been pretty underwhelmed. His deck feels like it's definitely just a linear do the thing deck. Our opponents have been interacting with us, and we've been flopping over and dying a whole bunch. There has not felt like we've had a lot of player agency or counterplay in the games that we've been playing. We just either do the thing and they die, or we don't and we lose. Yeah, I think this deck's probably stronger than Winota was. I never lost to Winota with decks that were designed to do well against it. Like, I didn't. Like, when we built decks with Winota in mind, we won almost all of the time against them. When I played decks with interaction built with Winota in mind, the times I lost usually involved like a Danto Vanguard. Yeah, big agree. Big agree. Pretty sure we want to just Dragonfire this, get it out of the way. I should technically Dragonfire that on their turn, right? So that way we use the oven up on their turn, so this is an instant. Yeah, so my sequencing there is bad. They shouldn't have this oven untapped if I sequence better. Ended up not mattering. Maybe I'm not supposed to block there. I don't know. It makes them sacrifice another thing. Glorious Anthem looking pretty mediocre here at the moment. probably dead at this point, right? Like, have all the pressure, we have nothing left. Yeah. I don't know. I was pretty underwhelmed by this deck. Definitely felt like a it felt like a Magic deck. It felt like we did the thing and they died, or we didn't accomplish the thing and we flopped around and did a lot of nothing. Yeah, when it worked, it was funny at least. I think it's got that going for it. It had like, when it worked, it had some like Winota-esque vibes. I feel like I'd probably cut Glorious Anthem while it was okay sometimes. I think we just had too many draws with it, like that last game there where we saw like, I just wish this was a card that impacted or did something on its own, as opposed to leaning into us already having a big board. So like, Heroic Reinforcements is a better example of a card that does this well. So like, this is a card that when you have a big board, it lets you punch through well, but when you don't have a board, it also still has some kind of tech. So I feel like I would want this to be something else that's individually powerful. Yeah, I could see, we put some Gideons in the sideboard. I could see Gideon being okay. Some other people recommend Fire Prophecy. That's probably fine. I think in general, people overstate how important it is to be able to put Craterhoof back into your deck. Something like Omen of the Sun could be okay. Yeah, things like that. I think just anything basically that's like an individually reasonable card, as opposed to something like this Glorious Anthem that has to have synergies in order for it to be good. All right, that's going to wrap up for Magic for today. I'll be back tomorrow morning into the afternoon with some more Historic. We're doing 2 different Historic decks every afternoon this week. As always, you can find my schedule with not only what I'm streaming, but what I'm streaming when up on my website. We're going to go ahead and roll on into some Legends of Runeterra, starting with some reactions to their balance changes. One of the things I love about Runeterra is they're very proactive about keeping their formats balanced and healthy. So we're going to take a peek at their changes coming tomorrow in their patch.